Hey everybody, I'm starting a new part of my channel today where I do medical animations in order to teach difficult topics within medicine. Hopefully this will be useful for your shelf, step 2, whatever. First thing I want to go over is different types of deceleration. So today we're going to be learning about the VEAL CHOP mnemonic and then also recognizing different types of decelerations on an NST waveform. Okay, so let's get started. The VEAL CHOP mnemonic helps us to determine the type of deceleration and what's happening in that deceleration. So for example, we have a variable deceleration where we have chord compression. Early decels go to head compression. Accelerations are generally considered okay. This is considered a reactive NST, so it's generally healthy for the baby. And then late decelerations are for placental insufficiency. If you have this mnemonic down, you are guaranteed to get multiple questions on your NBME or step 2 score because they'll ask you directly what type of decel it is and then what's happening to the baby at that point. So we know if it's a variable deceleration, it automatically corresponds to chord compression. The NBME shelves also like to ask how you treat these types of decelerations. So for a variable deceleration, we use amnioinfusion. We're also expected to know how to treat late decelerations, and there's two ways we can do this. First, we can stop oxytocin, and this makes sense. With placental insufficiency, contractions actually decrease the amount of blood flow going to the placenta. So if we decrease oxytocin, which is causing contractions, we can decrease our late decelerations. We can also decrease late decelerations through repositioning, and this is something you'll see a lot clinically. We'll be placing mom on either their left or right side and moving them around in order to try and decrease the amount of late deceleration seen. Now let's review what an NST waveform looks like. On our top graph, we have the fetal heart rate. The x-axis has seconds or minutes, and the y-axis has the fetal heart rate. A normal fetal heart rate is between 110 and 160 beats per minute. We use the term baseline to describe the average heart rate that the baby has. In this case, it's approximately 140 beats per minute, so we have a baseline of 140 beats per minute, but there's a decel in the middle of this waveform. When looking at a decel, we care about how long the decel is, whether it's less than 30 seconds in time or greater than 30 seconds in time. We also care about something called the nadir. The nadir is the lowest point of the deceleration, so in this case, the nadir of this deceleration occurs at approximately 92 seconds. The bottom graph in our NST represents contractions. The x-axis is again seconds, and the y-axis is the strength of contraction. So you can see here we have one contraction occurring at approximately the time of the decel. The only way to determine the type of decel is to look at the heart rate and contraction waveforms simultaneously. So what type of deceleration do we have here? Well, this is a late deceleration, and we know it's a late deceleration because the nadir of the heart rate occurs after the peak of the contraction. Furthermore, this deceleration lasts greater than 30 seconds. Now, let's compare that deceleration to this new waveform. Here, we have an early deceleration. We know it's an early deceleration because the nadir occurs exactly along with the peak of the contraction. Again, like a late deceleration, this early deceleration lasts greater than 30 seconds. Our final type of deceleration is a variable deceleration, and these decelerations can occur anywhere along the waveform. They do not need to correspond with any peak contractions. Variable decelerations are also unique in that they last less than 30 seconds. So let's review. The VEAL CHOP mnemonic allows us to determine the type of deceleration and what's occurring with the baby. In a variable deceleration, we treat using amnioinfusion. With late decelerations, we can treat with either stopping oxytocin or by repositioning mom. Late decelerations occur after the peak. Early decelerations occur at the peak. And variable decelerations can occur anywhere along a contraction. They are also less than 30 seconds in length. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.